Do you have one of these step counters? Do you enjoy it? My mom is in town, so I borrowed her Fitbit for a day of my normal outdoors activities just to see what kind of results I'd get. The data surprised me.
Okay, alright, I got your shoe. Are you gonna put your shoe back on?
I'm Koa, and this is Koaw Nature's Casual Outdoors Weekly, where we go over nature activities for you to try out, because I just want y'all to be healthy, happy, and learn things about nature. And this week, it's all about testing out those step counting, heart monitoring, burning calorie tracking watches. The one I borrowed is a Fitbit, but there are many brands out there, from Misfit to Samsung Gear Fit to the Apple Watch to Garmin to etc. This would be my first time wearing a device like this. And I tried jewelry when I was younger, but I found that I'm too often climbing trees or smashing into rocks or snagging into things when roaming whatever habitats that I'm in to even keep my watches and jewelry in working form or just not losing them. Secondly, I just don't find them to be that fashionable. But that doesn't mean I have good fashion sense. Just look at me, I'm often wearing plaid. And sometimes I go uber redneck and I wear camo with plaid. And I don't buy my clothes with holes in them, but I will wear them until they are so holy that someone has to come up to me and say, Koa, I have seen way too much of your underwear lately. Thanks to all my ex-girlfriends for trying to make me more fashion savvy. It might happen one day. Maybe. But I find the data collection possibilities of these watches to be fascinating. I'm a nerd. I love data. I even use Excel to keep track of my friends and family's Catan records. So I really wanted to see what a normal Saturday for me entailed as far as steps and heart rate and all of that. So I slapped on the Fitbit at midnight and slept for around 6.5 hours. I must have had a good dream there because my heart rate jumped. I got my morning coffee fix and headed over to the Koaw Nature Center for a bird walk hosted by the Northern Virginia Audubon Society in tandem with the Green Muslims. We walked, we saw 29 species of birds, and there were 3,164 steps recorded in that 2-hour, 45-minute time frame, with a heart rate maxed at 120 beats per minute. Back home, I was back on babysitting duty with my nieces and nephew. Kids can be an amazing workout tool if you do it right. We headed to a couple of parks and a pond for 45 minutes, and that recorded 3,210 steps, which was more steps than the bird walk in 2 hours less of time. We fueled up, played a bit, and headed out to the woods later for a 2-hour walk. We found some cool stuff and learned neat things about our nearby wildlife. The Fitbit recorded almost 7,000 steps in that time frame. Yet curiously, my heart rate for the entire day was still highest at 120 beats per minute when I was on the nice, relaxing bird walk. And in the woods, I had to carry a 33-pound 2-year-old on my back for a lot of it. I got my swole on around 4:45 to 5:30, finishing with a light run on a forested path. Then we see that my heart rate did jump up to a high of 169. There were 4,711 steps counted in that period. And right where it says, I have no steps, I did not die, that's when the Colorado Avalanche dropped the puck. That's one of the few reasons I stopped moving around. I can't show you the game because of copyright laws, but my father, who's in Illinois, watches the game at the same time with me as I'm in Virginia, and every time the Avalanche score, we each do exercises. That's what these jumps are in the data for the 3 goals that the Avalanche scored. I do 20 push-ups per goal and either 10 pull-ups or 10 dips. Thus far this Avalanche season, I've done 1,620 push-ups and 810 pull-ups or dips. So yeah, go Avs, keep scoring. Overall, I did about 10 miles with 23,588 steps and shattered my mom's best record. That's just how I live my life. I move a lot. And my mom really doesn't do that badly, as the average American moves about 5,000 steps per day. And I think for any of us when we get outside, this tool is valuable because we can see what we do in a day and we can always just try to improve upon that. But I really enjoyed the fact that I could log into my mother's Fitbit account and see the data of my day. That is so cool. And I was trying to find some studies out there that suggested these fitness devices, when people wear them, it convinces them to get outside and exercise more. But I just couldn't find any strong studies. And the good studies I found didn't really suggest that at all. But we should keep in mind that a lot of those studies were done on devices of old technology. These are getting a lot better. The battery life is lasting a lot longer. They're more accurate, and they can do so much more. So really, it's a psychological game that these developers and the consumers have to play with each other so both parties get better rewards. So if you wear a Fitbit or a similar device, I want to hear your thoughts on it and if you think it's helped you out. For me, I gotta say, it did add some excitement to my outdoors adventures because I could sit there and be like, oh, we've done this many steps so far. My heart rate's this. I love the data part of it. But I'm just not sure this is a fit for me because I know if I wore this a week, it would be broken or lost. Probably at the bottom of a river somewhere. But now I do have my mom's Fitbit account, so I can log in and be like, you only done 3,000 steps. Get her on the phone. Hey, Ma, yeah, you need to go outside right now. Go garage sailing or something. Okay. I adopted a cockroach nymph from the woods because I couldn't ID the species, and I want to know what species it is, so I'm going to raise it till it's an adult. So meet Stinky, as my nieces named it. Spread some knowledge, be nature heroic. I hope to see you next week.